Hi, it's Wendy, and welcome to my studio. I am excited today. I've got so many things on the go. I am starting with my paintings on the table. I'm just going to hold up this camera phone to show you some of the close-up. And I printed out some of the gods and goddesses that I work with as stencils. Botticelli, who doesn't love Botticelli? And these are iconographic. I've also included some contemporary figures as well. They'll all be silhouettes. And so that, oh, I love the way this is looking on the video. So that's what I'm working on. Oh, here's a goddess of the city. Can you see? She's got I don't know, a city wall on her head. I mean, who doesn't love a city wall on your head? So that is where I'm starting. I have to cut these out, and this is the panel that I have already prepped so that I can, do some of these stencils, and I'm ready to go. And in the meantime, I have work to do on this wall. Now these paintings here and a couple on the other side of these panels, I really felt I was finished, and but they're just not. I mean, they're light and lyrical, and I love them for that. But I want something a little more intense, a little more robust, and I'm willing to sacrifice. That's right, sacrifice to the art gods. Um, and oh darn it, you know what? I've put this camera at the wrong angle. So I'm going to start again. So these are the panels that I'm going to be working on, and these are the wall pieces that I'm going to be working on. And again, I'm highlighting the two boards where I'm going to revisit and go deeper at the risk of annihilation, I guess. And this is the exciting part, and I'm going to move my camera over here so that I can place it on this stand and have it focus on the back wall, because I have new paper, and I'm very excited about that. I'm just going to adjust this a tiny bit. So yeah, new paper, ready to go. It's almost nice the way it is. I have to think about that. What I'm seeing is the paint behind the paper, framing the paper, and the paper being the the negative space. But anyways, these little ideas. That's why artists walk around with little notebooks. I could never do that though, so I have to rely on ideas coming and going and coming and going and coming and going, and that's okay. So I'm going to get started now because this is going to require me cutting these shapes out, and I'm not just sure if I have the final shape because they're quite small, but these panels are quite small, smaller than what I'm usually doing, a little bit smaller than what I'm usually doing, so they may just work. There's a lot of experiments, a lot of trial and error, a lot of testing, and you just, you go with the flow. Here are the old stencils that I have been using, and you can see the positive and the negative shapes. Look at this side. It's really quite beautiful. I guess I could turn it around. although I can see the contrast here is quite beautiful too, and I have another goddess shape on the other side. So I'm regularly playing with those. It's not all that I work with, but it is definitely what I start with, and then I just go from there. So let me get my scraper, because I am coming in with, you know what I really need? I have a book called, it's Johannes Itten's The Art of Color, and I do rely on it. I don't know where I've put it. I'll have to get it out. It's an old book. Ugh, such a good book. I've had it for, I hesitate to say how long. It's been a very, very long time. I mean, Itten, he was Bauhaus. This was way in, the 100 years ago. So, but he really did the definitive book, I think, on color. And there's a color chart that's better than any that I have seen, that gives you a good indication of, just where you can top up your colors, so to speak. But I don't have that right now. So I'm just going to determine that I think I want a little bit more of a cool shade here. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to get started on this wall, because I don't need anything to start on this wall. I just take a brush, take a squeegee, and put some paint on and just get started, get the dance started. So why don't I do that first? And I do like to start with the lighter colors, lighter tones, just because if I get the dark ones down initially and I want to move them around, that didn't work or it's too much or whatever, it's much harder to mediate the darker tones by overlaying paint, mainly because this is acrylic paint. It wouldn't be as much of a problem if it was oil paint, I imagine. I haven't really worked with oil paint. I like the fluidity of the acrylic, very fluid. And I get to, just pour it on. And I like, along with the pastels, to have a little bit of a contrast. Let me just get something. Okay. So, and sometimes I'll start with something I think, oh, I'm not going to use that in other places, but then it looks good. It's always exciting to start the dance. I'm switching it up and using a bit of a peachy color here. I think I'll introduce this pale, pale minty green as well. Although it's pretty plugged. I don't like to open these too much because I tend to forget to put the lid back on, and then they really dry out much more quickly. Anybody has a technique for not having that happen, let me know in the comments. Just adding a bit of a red there. Now red red is a party color, you know, red just kind of blows a horn. So I'm not sure. Sometimes that's good, you know, to bring red to the party. And sometimes if it's just like a dinner party, quiet, casual, red's a little bit on the loud side. But in, you know, in portion or in proportion, you just can't beat it. That's why stained glass used to have gorgeous red. You know, it was made with gold. The old stained glass. That was so spectacular, and those reds were so vibrant and brilliant. Yeah, that was gold. I'm just going to start here. I never know, you know, I think, oh, I need something more in the back or the front or somewhere, and sometimes it's just another mark, just one more or two more, and it's off to the races, and nothing more needs to be done. Really, it always amazes me. But that doesn't always happen. So let's just see. I like it when I just came back to this panel and I was like, did I even do anything here? I like that. I like it when I can't tell if I've done anything, because it means that what I did was good. It was something that could be absorbed into the whole. It didn't, um, you know, didn't interrupt the image plane. So, but I don't have to do something all over. All right, I'm running out of paint now. Okay, well, that's a start. And true to my prediction, the red really made it louder. I mean, I don't know what other words to call it. Again, I don't care. It's very early on, and the proportions are fine. Some of the red's even gotten mixed with the other colors, so it's more of a pink. But you can see the difference, really. These are the same colors, basically, and it has a different energy. It just does. I love the sea of movement as well. When I stand here and I look at the walls, there's a real movement. That's why I like to work multiple panels, because I can just kind of get a whole wave thing going. Well, that was a start, and I'm going to go and cut out some of these because I can't wait to get started on the panels that are on the table here. And so, thank you for being here. I will see you on the next tape. Have a great day, and don't forget to go and make some art.